All right, so hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Mad Fashion Pop, the best fashion channel in the whole wide world. All right, so today we are going to learn how to cut a plain trouser. All right, and it's as simple as possible. I'll show you the basic steps to do this. All right, so just stay with me. And in a few minutes we are done. This is my French cup I'll be using. This is the long ruler I'll be using. My chalk, my tape, and my scissors. And the measurement I'm going to be using is this: waist measurement of 36. I'm going to be using a thigh or lap measurement of 26. The trouser length is 37.5 and the knee is 17, while the ankle is 14. All right, so without wasting time, we are first going to get the length of this trouser, okay? And the length of this trouser is 37.5, right? Beginning from the beginning point here, 37.5, so this is 37.5. I'm going to add 2 inches hemming allowance, and that becomes 39. Let me not do it at 40, all right? Let me do it at 40, all right? So this is 37.5 plus a hemming allowance, we're leaving at 40, all right? So we're going to have, this is the length of our trouser, and this is our hemming allowance. So the chop is visible enough for you to see clearly. So having gotten the length of our trouser, the next thing we are going to do is for us to get the half length of the trouser. And since this trouser length is 37.5, if you divide 37.5 by 2, you should be having 18¾ and so that will become our knee point. This is 18¾ but from experience I normally like coming up by 2 inches or at least 1 inch. So this 18¾ I'm going to come by 2 inches, that will become 16¾ all right? So this will now be it, okay? So I'll mark my half length there. I'll still come this way and mark it there, 16¾ all right? I'll still join this. So what I'm doing basically now is to get all the horizontal lines, okay? Then we'll go to the vertical lines, all right? Then coming to the waist, this is where the measurement begins from the beginning point here. So I'm just going to mark this here to mark the beginning point. That's the waist, all right? So we've gotten our vertical lines. This is the waistline, this is the knee, the length, and the hemming allowance. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is to mark out ½ inch by the side where our measurement starts, all right? Our measurement is going to start ½ inch by the side, just I'm marking this ½ inch to mark where our measurements are going to be starting, okay? Our measurements are going to be starting from this ½ inch I'm marking here, all right? So this is where our measurement will start to this side, all right? So the next thing we're going to do quickly is to get the waist measurements, all right? And so we say the waist measurement is what? It's 36. Divide 36 by 4, you'll be having 9, all right? So this is the waist, all right? So I'm going to mark out ½ inch here before I measure the waist. So we say divide 36 by 4, you will have 9, all right? I'll add ½ inch seam allowance, that becomes 9½. So you see, this is our waistline here. This is our waist measurement at 9½. Then I'll come in by 3/4 inch allowance, and I'll join this point to the beginning point here. So as far as the waist is concerned, we are done with the waist, okay? The next thing we are going to do is to locate the crotch length. How do we locate our crotch length? We divide the waist measurement by 4, and that's whatever we get becomes our crotch length, all right? So we have crotch length. If we divide 36, which is the waist, by 4, you have 9, all right? So 9 becomes our crotch length, okay? But from experience, I normally reduce something a little from it for better fitting, okay? So I'll be using 8½ instead of 9. I'll remove ½ inch from it, okay? What is it? 8½, all right? Or if we measure it from the beginning here, this will be 9¼ so that I can get a straight line. So this is it. So this is the length of our crotch, all right? And this also becomes our thigh or our lap line. Hope you understand. From here to here is our crotch length that we just got, and this becomes our what? Our thigh or our lap line. The next one we're going to do is to take our what? Our thigh measurement. We say our thigh measurement is 26 divided by 4. That should be divided by 2 rather. When you're cutting by your lap measurement by 2, that will be 13. 26 by 2 is 13. This is 13 right here. All right. The next one I'm going to do is to extend this waist measurement to this thigh line. And we measure from here, you are having 9.5. We'll bring on 9.5 here. All right. Okay, that is it there. Then we'll come up by what? Sorry. From here, we're having, from this line, measure here, we're having what? We're having 10. Okay. We'll bring our 10 here. Okay. Bring our 10 here. All right. It becomes a straight line. The next thing for us to do is to get our hip line. All right. And that will be gotten 5 inches above the thigh line, 2 inches above the thigh line, sorry, 2 inches. This is 2 inches above the thigh line. And that will give us our what? Our hip line. Okay. So this is the waistline, the hip line, the lap or the thigh line, the knee half length, the length, and the what? The human allowance. So on this our hip, I'm going to add 1 inch. So this 1 inch right here. This 1 inch right here, okay? And that we now give us this curve from here to here. How see this? Here. And then, sorry, we're now going to curve this, all right? You can use a French curve or you can use a free hand, okay? But I like using my free hand, so I'm not going to use my free hand here and curve this from here to here, all right? So this becomes my what? My crotch, okay? The next I'm going to do now is what? Is to get the fitting of the trouser. I don't know how will I do that. I'm simply going to divide this thigh measurement into 2, all right? If we divide this thigh measurement into 2, we said that this thigh measurement was what? Was 13. Divided by 2, you have 7.5. So this is 7.5, right? So I will extend this 1.5 downwards. But from experience, I like reducing 1 inch from it to give me a better fitting. So this is 1 inch. This becomes what? 5.5. So I'll extend my 5.5 all the way down. 5.5 all the way down. This line is the line for my word for the fitting of this trouser. I'm trying to give it fitting right now. That's what I'm doing. It is. So on this line, I'm now going to take my knee measurement and my ankle measurement. And we say the knee measurement is 17, okay? So you divide 17 by 2, you will have what? You will have 8.5, all right? You have 8.5, this 8.5, okay? So it means I'm going to, from this middle point, I'll measure 4.25 this side, 4.25 this side, to have my word 8.5. Hope that is clear. So from this midpoint, I'll measure 4.25 this side and 4.25 this side, so as to get my 8.5. So we can see. Coming down to the ankle here, I'm going to measure, the ankle is 14 by 2, that is 7. So simply I measure 3.5 inches from to this side, 3.5 inches to this side, and that becomes what? 7. So you see, we've got my ankle measurements. You can see that. So simply I'm going to use my ruler to join this point to this point here. Can you see this? Join this point to this point here. Then I'll join this point to this point. Can you see that? Then coming down here, I'm going to extend this line down. See that? The next is to join this point here, and this point here. All right. So watch carefully how I'm going to join here. All right. Very important. Now let me show you something. Let me just use the straight side first. Ideally, it's supposed to join like this. Can you see? But you see, there's a sharp, point here, and it shouldn't be. I'm going to use my French curve now to blend it. All right. That's why we use French curves. Can you see that? So this is how it should be. It shouldn't be sharp, it should be blended. All right. Can you see that? It shouldn't be sharp, be blended. So the same thing this side here. I'm going to join this point to this point. Yeah. See that? Then I'll join this point to this point here. Can you see this? So having done this, look at our hip here, you can see where it's locating. So having done this, we are done with our what? With our front piece. I'll go ahead to cut it out, then we'll go head over to the what? The back piece. All right, guys. So coming over to the back piece now, I'm going to show you a very simple method of getting the back piece. Very simple, smart, and intelligent method of getting the back piece. All right. So you can see placing the front piece on the fabric to get the back piece. I am leaving an allowance. I'm leaving an allowance here of about 3 inches. Very intentional. About 3 inches there. Down here the same. Let's confirm that. So we have about 3.5 even. Here too we have 3.5. So having done this, the next thing I'm going to do is to locate to shape the back. Now at the waist area, I'm going to come up by what? By 2 inches. Okay, I'm going to come out here by what? 2 inches. All right. This is because the back piece is usually bigger than the front piece. All right. Then I'm still going to come up by what? By 2 inches. All right. Is it here? 2 inches. I'll see that. Then I'll join this point to this point here. I'll join this point to this point here. I'll see. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'll push this way one of the pieces of the front piece. Watch carefully what I'm going to do. And I'll be leaving an allowance of 2.5 inches. Up here, I'll leave an allowance of 3 inches. Can you see that? But down here, I'll leave an allowance of just 2.5 inches. All right. Just 2.5. Or 2.25 is fine. Just 2.25. But here, I want it to be 3 inches. So as to take care of the upper part very well. It's actually better when the allowance here is more than that of this place. Or if you don't want, you can make it equal, still the 2.5 here, but you will add 1/2 inch by the side here. But in order not to bother ourselves, I just leave it here, 2.25, and here 3 inches. That will be perfect. All right. So the next thing I want you to take note of is at this place. The curve at the back is not as deep as the one in front. So I'm going to be curving this at having outside the front curve. All right. So the curve will pass here. So this is how it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Like this. Okay. Then from here, it will join to this point here. It looks something like this. And so this is how the back curve is going to be. Not as deep as the front curve. All right. So the next thing now is to go ahead and cut out this, and we are done with this trouser. I will still show you something when we are done with it. When I'm done cutting this. All right, guys, so we can see our trouser is done. Okay, I'm done cutting it. This is the front piece. All right, this is the front piece, and this is the back piece. So if you enjoy watching this video, if it makes sense to you, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so that you will never miss out when I'm dropping my videos or when I drop my video. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Not Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the whole wide world. Remember to drop your questions about any, and I'll do well to answer your questions. Thank you, guys.